From the News Channel 8 studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Doug McElway.
Well, the cold weather is getting ready to roll into our region, and while you may know how to protect yourself from the frost, you know what your pet might need. Well, emergency veterinarian Dr. Katy Nelson is here with us right now, along with her friend Cindy. Cindy joined us, and she's a little nervous, I think, right?
She's a little nervous. It's her first time on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all a little nervous for that occasion.
Her network television debut.
You know, we are expecting a cold blast of winter, I think, on Thanksgiving Day, as a matter of fact. So there are some lessons for pet owners to keep in mind.
Well, absolutely. I mean, in this particular area, we don't have a lot of truly outside dogs. I did grow up in Louisiana, though, and there are a vast majority of the dogs there are outside dogs.
Right.
But, you know, one of the biggest things for us to have to worry about during this holiday season is when people are coming to stay at our house, they don't know, you know, what our particular dog needs or may do. For example, dogs that are good at diving into things, getting into things. People leave their socks lying on the floor, and your Labrador Retriever eats the sock, and lo and behold, you're coming to see me for a foreign body surgery.
Right. Which costs
a lot of money.
A lot of money. Well, Lisa, I had a case. I used to have a golden retriever who was very fond of, you know, parading around the family with the newspaper, whatever. But we had Thanksgiving guests one year, and Greta, our golden retriever, went upstairs to the guest room where our friends were staying, came back downstairs for the family dinner, parading around with our guests' panties in her mouth, wagging her tail.
Yeah, we've more than one divorce has been caused by foreign body surgeries. So yeah, no, it's a definite risk. You know, anytime we have any of the holidays coming up, but especially in this particular season, you know, we have to worry about things like that, and not just that, but that, you know, our dog may have a food allergy, and our guests may not know this and give your dog, you know, something beef or pork that they might be allergic to.
And how about bones in that regard? I've heard that steak bones are okay to give your dog?
No, absolutely not. There are a lot of great little things out on the market to chew on that are not going to break into pieces and potentially poke through that intestinal wall when it's passing through. So no, bones are never a good idea, especially things like chicken bones or something that very much...
Pork bones are terrible, right?
Yeah, well, pork in general is not really fantastic for animals.
Really?
Because it's a very high-fat food, and we worry about things like pancreatitis in these dogs that are not accustomed to it. Because, you know, most of our animals are used to eating a commercial diet that's very regulated in their protein and their carbs and their fat levels, and giving them something brand new like that to their system, they're not going to be able to digest it very well.
And you may end up paying the price the next morning by what you find on the living room carpet.
Well, that, or you may end up paying the price, you know, at 2 in the morning by coming to see me at Alexandria Animal Hospital. So.
Right. What is the most common kind of intestinal surgery? What do you find that dogs have ingested that they shouldn't be ingesting?
A lot of fabric-y things, socks, underwear, as you said, tennis balls, the little riblets from Applebee's. You know, we've found all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It really depends on the time of the year. 4th of July, you get a lot of corn cobs. So
I bet.
Yeah.
And then there are the outdoor dangers as well, the cold weather.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys in this area, especially where we do freeze, you know, our sidewalks can freeze, and I have a good friend who's a runner, and she has to wear ice spikes on her shoes. You know, we have to think about these sorts of things for them as well. If we have a little delicate dog, it may be a smart idea to think of something like the little shoes that can go on their feet to protect them from the ice. Or, you know, we might think it's really cute for them to run out on that frozen pond, but, you know, these guys get hypothermia just like we do. So there are a lot of considerations that we have to think of. So
how about road salt? I've heard that can damage the paws.
Road salt, absolutely. It's very corrosive for their little feet, and it also can cause a lot of GI upset because, as you know, when these guys come inside, they're licking their paws off to clean themselves off, and, you know, these things have a lot of chemicals in them, and that's not going to be good for your pet.
Speaking of chemicals, I know that antifreeze is terribly poisonous, and dogs find it attractive to eat?
It is very, very sweet. It's got a very, very sweet taste to it, and so if they see it, they will drink up an entire bowl of it, and it absolutely can send them into kidney failure very quickly.
Also, when it comes to outdoors, I know a huge difference between long-haired dogs and short-haired dogs. Short-haired dogs are just not equipped to handle cold weather.
They're not made for it. You know, this, like Cindy, is not a dog that's going to do well outside. Cindy's going to require a lot of grooming. She's going to require a lot of upkeep. And, you know, as you can see, her hair is not extremely thick like something like a golden retriever or a Newfoundland or one of these dogs that are more made for cold weather.
On that subject of shedding, they still shed in the wintertime all year round. Is there a way to minimize that?
If I could tell you that, I would not be sitting here today. I'd be a very rich woman. No, I mean, just good upkeep, good brushing, good nutrition.
Right.
That's the best way to prevent that.
And with the brushing, the shedding blades work really well, don't
they?
Yeah,
they do, actually. I have a Jack Russell who sheds an immense amount, and that actually works really well.
Okay, you have a Jack Russell.
I do.
Poor thing, you.
I know. He's 13.
Okay,
I've had him
he
for
slowed down a little
long
bit then, huh?
A little bit. But now he's getting hard of hearing, and so it's a whole new can of worms.
All right. Katy Nelson, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, coming up, we'll have a lot more on Let's Talk Live. Stay with us.